second place.
Great start by him, not so good by Joel Miller. Dempsey all over Edwards.
Down to the very fast turn 2.
Man, I was down there the other day, 2 days ago, watching these guys go flying into turn 2, and the amount of, oh man, to the inside, you've got Hall making a bold move.
Yeah, and Joel Miller now from second to fourth, Johnny, in just a couple corners.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he didn't defend the inside line there a little bit more. Turn 3, there's one of your better passing areas.
Working our way up and down through the valleys here at Mosport.
Slowest part of the corner, turn 5, A, B, and C, that complex right there, onto the long straightaway now, uphill.
Getting everything they can out of these Mazda engines through here.
You see Miller ducking up behind Hall, trying to draft, make that move on the outside. Oh, this is going to be difficult going into 8. He's got it.
Oh, that was a committed move right there, and it pays off. Puts himself back up to third.
You know, Miller has been the model of consistency. He's really, consistently been in the top 5. Really has done nothing silly in the race car all season long. Had a great race in Utah, coming back from some problems there. But, man, I tell you, winning races, it's a momentum thing. And right now, the momentum has been with Dempsey. He's been so strong lately, and somebody's got to knock him off that pedestal. Otherwise, I really wonder whether or not that kid could go the rest of the way in a dominating fashion. We've seen that over the years in Star Mazda racing. Guy gets a win and then is able to keep, carrying it on race after race after race.
He's won the last 2 races, Road America and Trois Rivières, going for 3 in a row here today. But Edwards trying to break the streak as we have finally got the racing underway here in Canada. We'll be right back for more from Mosport. Welcome back to Mosport in Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada. This is round 8 of the Star Mazda Championship presented by Goodyear. The battle at the front. The number 7 of Edwards out front. The 21 of Peter Dempsey searching for 3 wins in a row right behind him in second place. And of course that's where the title fight is at as well. Taking a look back here, you see the 15.
Big shave there.
It's a little tight in there. That's Tyler Hackard in that 15 car, Johnny, getting sideways.
And one of the things that these guys have to deal with, and it's a challenge for them, is remember, this is American Le Mans Series weekend. You have the, our cars racing out there, a bunch of other series, and offline it gets so dirty in that turn 8 area. If you're missing your line by about a foot, you can get yourself into serious trouble.
This is a fight for 6th place back here. That's Alex Ardoin in the 51 and Phil Fogg Jr. in the 29.
And Ardoin's not driving his normal race car. And so, that's a real challenge to get in a car that you don't know, you're not familiar with, you're uncertain of the setup, and to be able to run around a racetrack like Mosport so fast and be committed, not an easy thing that he's dealing with.
Johnny, we're hearing some words from race control that there might be some questions about the number 20 car there. You see him going by, currently in 3rd. That machine of Joel Miller, who won at Sebring earlier this year, they're thinking maybe he might have rolled the start.
Well, having lost a position on the start, he obviously didn't roll very far very well.
Let's go back and take a look at it. Watch the car on the right. No, he looks good to me.
Yeah, and that's a tough call, because if you look at that shot right there, that part of the straightaway is downhill. And so anytime you have a start, where a standing start and you're not on flat ground, it is a challenge for these drivers to stay on the brake, be on the throttle, using your clutch. There's a lot to be done there.
Battle at the front of the field. 21 car, Peter Dempsey, out of Ireland. Won the last 2 races. And now we're hearing from race control that officials agree with what we're seeing on that replay, and that that man right there is okay. Joel Miller not rolling the start.
And what he needs, right now he needs his engineer Ricky Cameron to be on the radio and just remind him, hey, there's a lot of time left. Get your head down, get up amongst those guys, and show us what you can do. I mean, there's still a long time here. Edwards has been so strong this season. He's got those wins, but right now you see Dempsey under attack. And I tell you, of all the Anderson cars right now, I mean, really early in the season, I thought that it was going to be one of the other drivers, most likely Hall, that was going to be their dominating performer, but Dempsey has really stepped up his game.
Now, Hall is right back there in fourth, and he's right in the thick of this thing and has the points lead. But as we showed you at the beginning of the race, boy, just about 15 points separating the top 5 guys.
Right, and remember that these guys are also going to have one race dropped. So, it really tightens things up when you see that. As we go back to 6th through 10th, you can see, one of the things about Star Mazda Racing battling all through the field. Ardoin trying to hold everybody back in a car that he's not that familiar with.
And he's got a lot of people to deal with, too. He's got Phil Fogg in there. Ernesto Otero, Scott Reddick, and Billy Goshen is also in that group.
And you know what, though? He's probably frustrated because I know Alex in his mind feels that, he's one of these guys, especially, we saw some strong performances out of him last year. His season certainly has not been the one that he wants, and he really thinks he should be up there with Dempsey, Miller, Gladys, Edwards, all those guys. So I'm sure he's a little bit frustrated in this situation, but, you've got to deal with what you can. Peek to the inside.
That's Fogg in the 29 car. And he'll tuck back inside for now.
Just kind of dipping his toe in the water there.
Those Goodyear Eagles getting a workout here today at Mosport as the Star Mazda Championship worked its way through round 8. Speed. Tony, this front straightaway here at Mosport seems so narrow when you're watching it on TV. Is it the same from the view in the cockpit?
You know what? It's interesting. This whole racetrack kind of has a feel like it that way, especially when you first get out on it. I mean, everything, this where they are right now, turn 2 is daunting. You can see if you fall off there, you're going to be in those tires before you know what hit you. And but as you get more comfortable with this racetrack, it has got the most amazing rhythm. And as you get comfortable, it seems bigger and bigger and bigger. And by the time you get to race time, especially if you've got a good race car, you feel like you're on a super speedway. It feels so wide. But it's only when things go wrong that you realize how difficult, dangerous, and challenging this racetrack is. You need to have a lot of respect for it. And I think the guys that are successful here, enjoy the challenge of maintaining the rhythm. I mean, it is a rhythm racetrack. But you always have to be in the back of your mind that, this place can bite you very fast.
Watching that battle 6th through 10th, Ardoin at the front of the field in the 51. He's got the 82 coming after him. Billy Goshen working his way up a little bit.
And the difficult thing is, Ardoin is not in a car that he's comfortable with or that he likes much. But the thing about good drivers is they hit their marks. They're getting to their apex. They're not making those entry mistakes that is going to allow a competitor behind them, to take advantage of that. Fogg really getting close to him right there, though. Entering 2 into 3 down this hill.
Johnny, you got to wonder, is Ardoin holding these guys up, or is it just that there's no room really for anybody to make a mistake? They're all so close.
You know what? They are close, and you know what? Yeah, is he holding them up? Yeah, a little bit. I bet these guys behind him might be able to go a little bit faster than him, but, getting there and getting by are always two different things. And Ardoin he's a smart, talented race car driver, and he's not giving up that, mistake that these guys need to get by. And as long as he keeps hitting his marks, these guys are going to have to figure out mathematically how to get by him. It's not always an easy job.
Well, the other thing you got to wonder, is it going to force somebody to try to make a move?
Look at Fogg
really
to the
don't want
inside.
to, like this right here. Fogg, and he squeezes him down and can't get around him.
Yeah, he got out-couraged there. Fogg really had that stuck in there. He had the move, and really what he needed is just to say, okay, I'm here, I'm staying with it. Obviously, Ardoin is rather motivated today.
Yeah, he is, for sure.
And that's a nice thing to see, because you know what? He fell off, he wrecked his own race car, and then to get back and still have that gunfighter mentality, you like to see that in these young guys. Although Fogg right now, very close on him. Make that move into 3. You got to stick it hard.
Boy, he's right there, and Ardoin again just forces the door shut.